Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Bedtime Channeling with Michele. I hope everybody had a wonderful week and a happy new year. Here we are in 2023. And as I had said in the description of this video, at the end of this video, I will be giving a brief reading for our January babies. So before we get started, I always try to ask Spirit, what kind of message would you like me to give the viewers of Bedtime Channeling? And I kept hearing ego, and I kept hearing will of ego and will of divine ego. So, also talking about being our own goddess or God within. So, the deck that I have chosen today actually is by Doreen Virtue. And it's called Guidance Oracle Cards. I've had this deck for several years. I do believe this may be the first time I've used this deck on these videos. But anyway, with that, I am going to give a plug to a very nice crystal store located in Gulfport, Florida. It is called Chi Crystal. It's QI Crystal right there on the main street. I want to say it's Beach Boulevard or Golf Boulevard. But I do have a lovely selenite piece here. So just sharing that light and love. I wish I could put this someplace where we could enjoy the colors. Let's see. I don't know if I could bring it back a little. Oh, maybe I could put it up on this deck of cards here that we're not using tonight. Let's see. It's so pretty. Well, we'll just put it off to the side a little bit, okay? Okay, so with that, viewers, we're going to go ahead and get started. We just smudge a little bit. I'm just using the distilled water and Florida water. Okay, so thank you. So when I channel the energy for you tonight, viewers, the angels are coming through, and they want me to share a little bit about the difference between the will of ego and divine ego. They're coming through and saying it's that will of ego that gets us into trouble. That's the ones where the angels are always gently they're saying they're trying to open doors for us to walk through to get away from the will of ego and lead us to our divine purpose, so to say. So, will of ego is about I want, I need, I want, I need. Where divine will or divine guidance is about I require, I deserve, I desire. Okay. So angels are coming through and saying, so be mindful of the will of ego, which is all powerful. Okay. Will of ego is all powerful. Will of ego is what causes us as humans to self-destruct. Will of ego is I can do this on my own. When you think about addictions of any sort, will of ego is one of the symptoms, so to say, of people who suffer from an addiction. Like, I can do this on my own. I don't need people. Or, look, I was able to stop for so long. So now I can go back and control this addiction again. So that's will of ego. The angels are also coming through and they're talking about some of the ways that we know, or some of the ways will of ego is fed within our human condition. And they're saying one of those is that we think we are all important. We think that We have control of so much in our universe and in our lives. And as angels are coming through to graciously remind us, viewers, is the only thing we have control over is how we react to the situations that are presented in our life, right? How we react to the situations presented in our life. Um, will will of ego or is also a symptom of, it doesn't matter how self-destructive my behavior is, I know I'm okay. I know I'm okay. Again, it's selfish and it's self seeking. Will of ego will not end until a human, till we self destruct. Okay. It's like, how low is that bottom going to be? And ultimately, for a lot of people, sadly, the bottom is death, right? The bottom is being institutionalized. The bottom is being left alone. So ego is I want and I need. Ego voice. So here's what they're saying. The way to tell ego voice is it's in the future. It's in the future. It's I want and I need. It's not like divine will where it's I require and I deserve, right? And I desire, right? I require some sleep, right? I require people who treat me with respect. I deserve to have a loving relationship. I deserve to give to this person. I require, I desire a vacation, right? I desire a vacation to Florida or Aspen or wherever it is your heart desires to travel, right? So when we think about the will of the will of the divine is more in the present. Okay, it's in the present. It's what we require, what we desire, or what we believe we need. So when we're trying to ask spirit for something we desire or require, we ask it with love and let go of the results, right? We're not trying to control necessarily how we will um, get that love of our life or be able to afford or that vacation, but we put it out there and then we see when the doors open, right? Because remember, when we first connected on this video, angels came through and said, divine will is when we allow ourselves to walk through the doors that are open for us. And ego will is we keep kicking in the doors that spirit or the universe is closed for us, right? So it's almost like this is how I look at it. I put something out there, or I apply for a job, or, decide I'm going to try to go for this. And if the door opens and things fall into place, then I know that I'm following divine will. Because viewers, when we follow divine will, everything just kind of falls into place, right? But when we follow the will of ego, we're constantly hitting our heads against the wall. Um, this door closes, or this obstacle happens, or the relationship continues to break up, or things never change, or we keep going back expecting things to be differently. Like they said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? How many times have we done that with relationships, with jobs, with careers, with children, with our fitness, with addictions, right? So, divine will is about ask your angels, ask your guides. This is what I desire. This is what I require. Show me how to do this, right? It's almost like when you think about, okay, thank you. Okay. They want me to touch a little bit on the concept of stillness. They're saying the way we can listen to or know um, the will of divine is to go into stillness, that quiet voice within ourselves that, can ask the questions and get the answers, so to say, the right answers. So stillness could also be um, interpreted as intuition, right? But they're saying just step back and take a breath, center yourself, and just bring yourself into stillness. I mean, it's easy for me because I've been practicing it so long, but I can be in a room of chaos and I can step back, I can detach from the chaos, from the activity taking place around me. I can go right into trance, right into stillness. And it's almost like, how do we describe this feeling? It's like the the pause between the breaths. It's the pause between the breaths, right? Breathe in, pausing, and exhaling. And it's the stillness that's between the heartbeats, right? So as we breathe in and exhale, you can connect to heart, right? Yogis do this. I taught yoga for many years. And at the end of every practice, we have what we call shavasana. And that's just getting into your stillness, right? Right, right. The stillness, the breath, right? The place between the heartbeats, the place between the heartbeats, right? So practicing that, if for those of you who've thought about trying yoga, I encourage that because that will teach you breath to the motion, breath to the activity, breath to the thought, right? Right? So angels are saying it's like we have to find that place of stillness and then we'll find our answers. One of the methods I use when I'm seeking an answer, viewers, is I'll write down my question or my desire or what I believe I require. And then I'll sit in my bedroom or wherever and I'll just smudge and go into stillness and ask the question. And I'll just sit there and I have to, it's that control what comes in because ego's going to say, well, you need all this money. And ego's discouraging, right? Oh, you're never going to be able to do it. You're never going to be able to afford that vacation. That's ego. That's will of ego. But if we sit back and just say, okay, this is what I require, this is what I desire, show me how I can make this happen. Give me some guidance. And the loving guidance will come through. And it may not make sense, but write down whatever it is that you feel or hear in regards to that question. And if you start this practice, you're going to find you're going to get a lot of answers um, that will lead you into the right direction through those doors, right? The doors of the will of divine. We're going to pull a few cards and see what goddess guidance oracles have to say in conclusion. I like to I like to keep the videos at about 30 minutes so that everybody will have time to listen to it. I'm going to bring this down a little. You can see the pretty colors, right? The selenite. Cleansing our cards with selenite. Just going to shuffle the cards. Go ahead and pull 3 cards, viewers. Rachel, the LG creator. I have your shirt on today. Check out lg.com. Rachel, I can't remember her last name. She writes a lot of cool children books, and they're all around this little girl, LG. So, okay, Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and cut the cards. Okay. Happy New Year, right? 2023. There's enough readers out there giving their political predictions. So I was guided to not go in that direction today. But I think this is a wonderful message because the world is centered around ego, all of us, right? Okay, I'm going to put my cheaters on. The first card up is the Sorceress, Rhiannon. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. So I feel like when I channel the energy around this card, viewers, it's simply our angels coming through and talking about stillness, right? Let's get back to that stillness. We have to get into that stillness. Once you can learn to practice that, write down what the intention is or the question, you will find that it will become easier. It's almost as if once you really start working with your angel guides, you're going to be falling out of your chair as to how quickly some of your requests, your loving requests, your kind requests, of course, will be granted. So the sorceress is just coming through and saying, clear your intentions and bring them into reality, right? Go into that stillness, right? That place between heartbeats, that place between heartbeats. Quinyan, I believe she is female Buddha, if I'm not mistaken. Quinyan. She's the goddess of compassion, releasing judgments about yourself and others, right? We have to focus on love and light within everyone. I know in most of these videos that message comes across a lot, viewers, but focusing first on that love and light within ourselves, and then we'll be able to find that in others, right? So practicing compassion for ourselves. Releasing the will of ego and coming into the will of divine, right? Will of ego will tell us that the world can't be trusted, that people aren't good, that nobody cares about you, that you're never going to make anything of yourself. And Kuan Yin is encouraging you to release those negative thoughts and come back with a compassion of, yes, you are enough, right? You are enough. Not everybody. There are a lot of kind people out there, and people do love you and people do care about you. So it's almost like the will of ego is that pity party, right? That pity party. And our last card up is, and I can't pronounce it, it's Ixchel. So if anybody out there knows how to pronounce it, please put it in the comments. But this is Medicine Woman, and we're all channeled as divine healers, right? We have to heal ourselves. We have to get back again to that stillness, that quiet between heartbeats, the quiet between heartbeats, that stillness in between each breath as we inhale and exhale. Medicine Woman, you are a divine healing power. You don't have to be, quote, a metaphysical healer, Reiki, or chakra clearer to be a healer. We heal. Angels are coming through and they want me to just share that we heal with our words. We heal by listening. We heal with our actions. We heal by being supportive and loving parents. We heal by giving back to the community, right? So when you think about healing, it's all encompassing. It's in the actions that we do, right? Healing can also mean that we stand up and speak our voice for things that we think are of an injustice, right? So healing can come in many ways, not only within ourselves, but it can also heal the community. I'm going to do one more. Astara fertility. It's the perfect time for you to start new projects, new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. Well, we know as we go into 2023, I do believe, again, I'm not an astrologer, but I do give readings monthly for the birthday babies. But I think they're saying Aquarius age. So Aquarius is, new inventions, new ideas, new beginnings. A lot of new changes coming up for 2023. Hopefully they'll all come out in the highest and best good for us. but I am seeing a lot of things done differently. I'm also, I know I said angels, I wasn't going to get political, but they're drawing me to say this, so I will share this with you. I do see new leadership stepping in little by little that is going to have what we need, which is compassion for people, right? Compassion, not just for our country, but for people in general. So I encourage all of us to put that magical intention out there that the angels, God, Spirit bring in new world leaders that have compassion for themselves and for others, right? Okay. And with that, we're going to move on to the birthday reading. So, January babies. January babies. So, January is that's Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn and Aquarius. Wow, that's an odd combination, isn't it? Knowing Capricorn is steadfast and likes security and is always set on their goal, and Aquarius is kind of creative and out there and dances to their own drummer. So it's kind of interesting because um, the Capricorn's earth, right? So, and Aquarius is air. So, it's kind of weird. It's like earth and air, right? Earth and air. We're grounded, but yet we have the ability to be a free spirit. And Capricorns have that ability in them. And sometimes it's very difficult, is what angels are showing me, for our Capricorn babies to really step out of their comfort zone and embrace the unknown, embrace the magical. So, for you Capricorn babies out there who are struggling a little bit with believing in magic, believing in angels, it's perfectly okay because they're coming through and saying, that's where you're supposed to be. And hopefully, eventually, you'll start to release and be more open. Your Aquarius, your other side of your month, can help you to see the unicorns, the magic. Jack Frost, the Fairy, Santa Claus, the leprechauns. So I would encourage Capricorns to at least have one or two Aquariuses around them to help them to see the world less serious, less serious. Okay. That's how I'll say that. Um, Coming up for this year, I do see some non traditional situations coming up for both signs. I'm seeing new visionaries, new beginnings, and new starts, of course. But when I think non traditional, you may find that you attend ceremonies, could be weddings or gender reveal, or maybe your friends are coming out in non traditional ways and you're going to be exposed to um, different lifestyles. I'm seeing exposure to different lifestyles that maybe aren't in your normal circle of influence. So, angels are showing me like a broadening of your perspective on human nature, on the human condition, and how people do things. So, a broadening of your insight for the January babies, new ways of thinking. Okay, it's almost like I hear, and especially with Capricorn, I hear, okay, this is the old way. This is what I'm used to. But now I'm being shown this new way. Perhaps at work, you were used to doing something one way, and now the government or someone's come in and saying, nope, 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 nope. We're changing. And we know the government does that, right? We're changing things and we're going to do it this new way. So I'm seeing like a struggle or transition with some resistance. And this is going to come for both Capricorn, Aquarius, for the January babies. So resistance with letting go of the old way versus going into the new way. So expect some resistance around that. I do have to tell you, they're smiling and they're saying they're encouraging you that you will make this transition, sometimes with great reluctance. It's almost like they're saying there's going to be things happening for you in this coming year that you're not necessarily going to agree with, but you're going to either be forced to agree with it or compromise something of importance to you. That's how they're saying that to me. Our friends are very important to both of you birth signs, but even more so this coming year, friends and family getting together. Um, really being protective of the people in our lives. I'm seeing protective, especially around Capricorns. I protect my family, I protect my loved ones. I'm also seeing a reuniting. So, for those of you January babies who are estranged from family members, I am seeing a reuniting coming together. And again, I feel like it's that old way of thinking versus the new way of thinking and being more open to other ideas, and where people are coming from. It's like a new acceptance. Like, okay, maybe I have been um, black and white in my thinking, and I need to look at the good and the gray in people sometimes, right? It's not always this way and that way. Colors, let me see what they're saying around colors. Beginning of January, they're going, whoo, more earthy colors like cognac, taupe, if I'm saying that right, light browns. Okay. And as you flow into the end of the month, they're encouraging January babies to wear like mauves, lavenders, light rose, and that kind of subtle pink as you go flowing into February. Um, I just keep hearing the color rose, like a light rose, not like a red rose, more like a pink rose or a, I guess, purple, light purple ish color. So you're coming in earthy, you're coming in warm, and you're kind of flowing more toward, I want to feel like spring. So I'm grounded, which is the beginning. So that makes sense that they're channeling earthy colors for that beginning phase of January, because you go into the more pastel and lighter colors, right? So we're blending the air with the earth this month, blending the air with the earth. So I'm grounded, but I also need to be a little more floaty, carefree, I guess would be the word, carefree. So Capricorn, picking up Aquarius, carefree. I dance to my own drummer spirit, right? And then Aquarius coming down and picking up some of that Capricorn grounding, right? That earthly stability. So it does make a beautiful combination when the two of you do come together and work together with your energies. So again, Capricorns and Aquariuses, I hope and pray, find some of those opposite signs in your circle of friends and family. Okay, I am going to pull 3 cards to conclude this video today. So we will use the same deck, since that's the one I've been using, right? Our goddess guidance, goddess and gods, right? Goddess and gods. So let me go ahead and shuffle. Beautiful. Oh, it's Tuesday, right? No, it's Wednesday. This week has just run away from me. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead with my left hand, and I'm going to pick 1 card at a time. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Okay, viewers. The first card is Peli, Divine Passion. Be honest with yourself. What is in your heart's desire? Okay, January babies. So angels are coming through and they're encouraging you, as our message said, find that stillness. Find the stillness between the breath, right? What is your passion coming up for 2023? Write it down. Write it down, okay? Write it down and look at it every day. Start to manifest the passion and what your heart's desire for 2023. Okay. The next card up is blossoming. You are blossoming, right? And you are. And look at the colors. Oh, this is interesting. Well, I'll point this out to you in a moment. Um, you're getting started, so have patience with yourself, the process, and do not give up. Okay. So, January babies, remember this is going to be a year of new inventions, new ideas. There's going to be some struggles, and I am using the word struggle or resistance between doing things the old way versus the new way. But your angels are coming through and just encouraging you to be patient with yourself. Okay. Be patient with yourself. You're blossoming and you will get it. And again, you may not agree with what you're being told. And they said the word told. They may ask you, but I'm getting a feeling some of these changes you're going to be told to do. But you're going to have to make that free will decision on whether or not you want to follow old way or new way. And the last card up is easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things. Take your time this year, okay? Do take your time. Again, spend that time with your family, all of you. This message is for all of you, not just our January babies, but take the time to spend with the people you love, enjoying the activities you love to do. It's always like take one day and go where the wind blows you. Say, okay, I'm going to head in this direction, but I may take a detour. I might see this or that interests me. Going where the wind blows you day. Take one of those a week if possible. And one of the last things I wanted to point out, so the beginning card and the ending card are earth tones, right? They're in the brown hue, and our middle card is in that lavender, bright purplish hue. So I love when things like that happen because those were the colors that were channeled for January and February. So we have our brown hues and our lavenders. So wear them with love, wear them with light. And we'll put the selenite up here. Very pretty colors. And with that, have a beautiful week. And we'll connect soon. Namaste.